Fayetteville Fire Station 14 began as a dream of Fire Chief Benny Nichols. Not only has the fire station been constructed across from Fayetteville State University, but a new educational partnership has been created to help recruit and train minority firefighters. This groundbreaking program has received numerous awards and honors. Chief Nichols recently received another prestigious award for his efforts in the area of race relations. For his tireless work for the city of Fayetteville and its citizens, and his relentless efforts to make Fire Station 14 a reality, we recognize Chief Benny Nichols as this month's Hometown Hero.
I was nominated for the Nancy Susan Reynolds Awards by Ben Major, who's one of the assistant chiefs in the fire department, who also was very instrumental and active in the whole process of the Fayetteville State Fire Station with our partners as well. The process actually took 6 months. The nomination, he made that, and subsequently we were contacted by the Nancy Susan Reynolds Foundation, who assigned citizens who go out and do background and interview people involved in the process, the nominee, the nominator, community people, and went through the whole process of interviewing the citizens in the community and some of the people that were involved in the initial process of getting the program going. I knew very little about the Nancy Susan Reynolds until I actually was notified I was a candidate. She was a very active lady and the heir to the Reynolds Foundation. She donated all of her money to help people in North Carolina. Particularly, this award was given to her, and it started in 1986. And I did receive a $25,000 award for that, $20,000 of which has to go to a charity. And my charity was to establish a scholarship for the students at E. Smith that attend the fire science degree and graduate from that program at E. Smith that either go to Fayetteville Tech or Fayetteville State University. And they give it for advocacy, personal service, or race relations. That's the 3 categories that you're selected from. I was nominated for the race relations, and the reason for that is my program didn't start with an education need. My program started with trying to find what could we as the city do to encourage more students and mentoring and youth in finding a profession and finding jobs within the city. And my thought initially was, what could the fire department do? And we actually needed a fire station in the Langdon Street, Fayetteville State area, and my thought was to marry up and have a partnership with Fayetteville State and see if we couldn't encourage more graduates or people attending Fayetteville State, particularly minorities and certainly females, and how could we encourage them to become members of our organization, or at least to have an interest in. And part of that was to have that relationship and build a fire station on campus. And the rest of it just happened to come along, such as the partnership with E. Smith High School, in which we have a fire academy in that school. This year we have 12 students. Our goal was 15. We haven't quite reached that. We'll have 15 next year. Our first year we graduated 4 students, 3 of which went on to college and are in college today, and 1 that's attending Fayetteville Tech under the fire science degree, and that was the 3rd partner, and is in the process. It has an interest card to apply for our department. So it was a combination of things to make it happen, and then what better place than to go into a community that's very underrepresented in fire protection, and that is a minority population. And our attempt was to first of all give them fire protection, and then to put a fire station that become their neighbor in their community, and recognize that there was opportunity, and there are people in the fire department of their same race. I guess our issue here is not unique. Historically, minorities have not been interested in fire departments, and particularly in the South, and part of that is how we began, and that historically here we actually until the late 30s had 2 fire departments. One was black and one was white, and those departments never married up and married to make a full department. And again, you've got to be able to see people of your own race in a fire department. And that's when we entered E. Smith High School, the principal told myself and Ben that I've never seen a black firefighter. The students go to E. Smith High School under the program get college credit for everything that they take there, and that's transferable either to E. Smith or Fayetteville State. And again, they're going to be coming out. We're developing leaders for the future, developing that opportunity for folks that have never had or hadn't had that opportunity in the past, and that they can see there is a way that I can go and pursue something that I'd like to do. I think the realization is it wasn't just me. You know, I'm the guy that had the idea, but it took the investment of a whole lot of people. The city had to invest in the fire station. The community college had to invest in developing a program at the community college level. The university, Fayetteville State, had to develop a curriculum, and then that in itself, you know, was difficult. And then we had to go into the high school to develop the program and to develop that for students in high school under the Huskins program. Our program is being reciprocated and duplicated in other places. This year, the North Carolina school system, public education, has started a pilot program in Onslow County getting firefighter 1 and 2 certification at the high school level, which is a spin-off. I mean, they contacted us. This is a spin-off from what we did at E. Smith, and we'll see that duplicated statewide. The city of Asheville and the Buncombe County, our AB Tech has partnered under the same pretense as we've done to get minorities. They've built a fire station with extra dorm rooms in it so they can house interns as we've done it. The city of Chapel Hill is looking at it and is investing in it. The city of Greensboro, again, I hate to name names, but we're being duplicated statewide. We can talk about recruiting minorities, but if we don't invest in it, if we don't go back and invest in the community, you're not going to generate that interest. You got to show them the communities where there are representative minorities that there is that opportunity. There are people like me that are doing that same profession, and that's the difference here. We invested as a city into our community. And would also like to encourage, if there's somebody interested in seeing that there's additional funding for education and the scholarship that I've established at the Community Foundation, that I'm needing some more money donated for scholarships. So if anybody has an interest in donating towards that, I'd encourage them to contact Community Foundation, Cumberland Community Foundation. This whole, you know, I didn't do it for attention, and that was probably the last thing I thought I'd even get. And I've been humbled by the whole experience. It changes your life.